What is up guys, my name is Chase, and a while ago I made a little video where I went through my entire Nintendo Switch collection, and for this video we are going to be doing the same thing except with 3DS games. So I was there for the 3DS on day one, back when there were hit games like Pilot Wing Resort. It was pretty sad times, not gonna lie. But over the years I have gotten my hands on quite a few 3DS games, so let's dive into some video games, and this is my entire Nintendo 3DS collection. So first things first, we have an absolute classic 3DS game, Animal Crossing New Leaf. This game came out 2013 in the US, so I would have been 14 years old, and it was basically the first Animal Crossing that I could actually dive into fully. A lot of the previous Animal Crossing games, especially Wild World, while I did spend a lot of time in it, I didn't really play it, I think, properly because I was just a kid. But with New Leaf, it was the first time I got to fully immerse myself in the Animal Crossing games. This game was interesting, if anything, because you could actually be the mayor of your little town, so you were able to enact a bunch of town ordinances. It was the introduction of everybody's favorite character, Isabelle. I personally really liked retail, which was basically I guess a recycling shop, and they would give you more bells for iron and stuff than the Nook store would give you. But that's Animal Crossing New Leaf. I had so much fun with this game. Next up, we have a game that I got pretty recently, Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. I didn't really feel the need to get this game because I already had the game both on Wii U and Nintendo Switch, but now for whatever reason I decided to right my wrongs and actually get it on 3DS. It's actually pretty crazy that this game came out on 3DS. In fact, I remember this was a dual launch with the Switch version, so they were still supporting the 3DS even a year into the Switch, which is pretty surprising. But yeah, I would argue that this is probably the best way to play this game with how short the levels are, and they are very small puzzle based levels, especially with the touchscreen on the bottom. It feels like a perfect fit on the 3DS. Here we have it. Next up, we have Chibi Robo Ziplash.
This game blows!
I wanted to get this game, if anything, just for posterity's sake. From what I hear, this game is terrible. I've never actually played a Chibi Robo game in my life, so I feel at some point I do want to actually give this a proper go. But I mean, researching the history of Chibi Robo, it's very interesting that this game even came out. I remember there was a lot of hype around this game around the time when it was coming out, so this is just a very interesting and weird game. I would like to try it out sometime. Speaking of games I would like to try out, we have Kirby Planet Robobot. I hear that this is one of the best Kirby games ever. I was honestly never into Kirby too much. The first Kirby game I played was Kirby Star Allies on the Switch, so I did not even get a chance to, even try this game out. This game is starting to become a bit more expensive for the 3DS, so I wanted to make sure I get it before the prices go skyrocketing. But I don't know, from what I've seen, this looks like a very, very fun Kirby game. And on that same page, we have Kirby Triple Deluxe. Once again, never got to play pretty much any Kirby game before Star Allies, so obviously did not even try out Triple Deluxe. So if I'm not mistaken, from what I hear, Triple Deluxe was kind of a good baseline Kirby game for the 3DS, and then Planet Robobot was, what really excelled the gameplay. And I believe this would have been hot off the heels of Return to Dreamland, if I'm not mistaken. And from the screenshots and gameplay I've seen, it seems pretty similar to that game. Next up, we have The Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds. I actually bought this game digitally because I believe there was a sale or something, but I did want a physical copy of it because, me, all about wasting space with plastic. I had a pretty fun time with this game. It did feel a bit too, similar to A Link to the Past for me. I don't know. I mean, obviously we have a lot of really cool mechanics in this game, but the fact that it pretty much reuses the world from A Link to the Past, I kind of wish it was something brand new. And the whole thing where you're switching between two different worlds, once again, feels very similar to A Link to the Past. But I mean, hey, that doesn't mean I didn't enjoy this game. I did have a really good time playing this game. I hope that someday we get another 2D Zelda game and it continues to really evolve from this game as well as A Link to the Past. But this is a pretty fun game. Next up, we have The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D. Not gonna lie, still have yet to finish this particular game. We played the original Ocarina of Time on stream using the Switch Online N64 app, but I never actually finished Ocarina of Time 3D, which from what I hear is like the definitive way to play this game. There's a lot of like little improvements in the gameplay, especially with the gyro on the 3DS. So I would like to at least play through this game once on the 3DS, if anything just to see how it differs from the original N64 version. But yeah, I think this was like my first time buying a Zelda game. Never finished it though. Ooh, I was so excited to get this game. Luigi's Mansion on the 3DS. This is like a remake of the GameCube game. Once again, I only just recently got this, so I haven't had a chance to try it out yet, but as soon as I get the chance, I do want to try out this game. I super duper love the original Luigi's Mansion. I try to make it a point that every Halloween I play through the entire game. And what's really cool about Luigi's Mansion on the 3DS is that the original GameCube version was planned to have actual like stereoscopic 3D, but they couldn't do that on the GameCube. So this is like coming full circle and actually bringing 3D to the original Luigi's Mansion, which is very cool. And then on the flip side of that, possibly my least favorite Luigi's Mansion game, Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. Granted, there are only 3 of them, but I do consider Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon to be a bit more forgettable than the other games. When we first heard that there was going to be a sequel to Luigi's Mansion, like I think 11 years after the original one, I was super duper hyped. Obviously, when I got this game, I binge played it the day that I got it, but honestly, after that first playthrough of this game, I never really had any like strong urges to go back and play it again. I think the fact that it's on the 3DS, you know, a portable system, it didn't really stick out to me as much. I felt like a lot of corners had to be cut. I mean, especially playing Luigi's Mansion without a second stick is kind of like off-putting for me. I don't know, maybe one day I'll actually have to give it another go. Still had so much fun with it, but I don't know, I think the first and third games are so much more memorable. Speaking of memorable games, we have Mario Kart 7. This is probably my most played 3DS game. When I was a freshman in high school, I would pull all-nighters with some of my friends playing Mario Kart 7, literally playing this game until the sun came out. I would say Mario Kart 7 is like the Mario Kart that really got me into Mario Kart. Graphics-wise, I think it's very impressive to see this game running on the 3DS. I think Mario Kart 7 has one of the best rainbow roads. It introduced some mechanics that, you know, we all have pretty much become accustomed to, like the gliding and underwater driving. I just love Mario Kart 7. This is a good game. But you want to know what a bad game is? We have Mario Sports Superstars. Now, to be fair, I have not played this game yet. This was one of my more recent 3DS purchases, but from what I hear, this game is just not good. I would like to give it a try, but from what I hear and, you know, what I've kind of noticed from watching the trailers, this game tries to fit a bunch of sports into one game, and what that means is that each sport just is not fleshed out at all. So this is just weird. I don't know. This was a weird game, and it was also when we got those Mario Sports cards. Next up, we have New Super Mario Bros. 2. Not gonna lie, even when I heard the concept of this game, I was not too excited about it. It's basically New Super Mario Bros. Just with coins. And that's pretty much what it feels like playing it. I couldn't really tell you any of the levels in this game, because it basically just feels like more New Super Mario Bros. But with coins. I think I played through this entire game in like one sitting. But I mean, you know, there were cool things about it. The coin flower was very just crazy. You could turn everything into coins. So I don't know, this was just an interesting game. I do love 2D Mario, so I can't complain too much about this. Next up, we have Shovel Knight, which I actually got as a birthday present from my cousins. If my cousins are watching this, thanks guys. I still do have to finish this game though, but it's a very like interesting concept, especially coming from an indie studio. I don't know, I just have to hop back into this game and finish it. There's so many games I don't even know what to do with myself. Next, we have Super Mario 3D Land. This was one of the first games, I think, that I actually went to a GameStop on launch day and like waited outside for. I was so excited for this game. I remember remember when that first teaser image showed up? It seemed so crazy that we were actually getting a 3D Mario game on a handheld. And for the most part, I mean, this is a pretty good game. I think it gets overshadowed a lot by 3D World, but I definitely had a lot of fun playing this game for the first time. It was really interesting to see like classic 2D side-scroller Mario, but now in 3D. Next up, we have Super Mario Maker for Nintendo 3DS. This was also a recent purchase that I never had like too much interest in picking up this game. For one thing, there's basically no online like database for this game. It's not like the Wii U Mario Maker where you can like go online and look for levels. It's basically, you know, you make levels, you share them between 3DS systems, and then you can play them. So I never really understood the point of this game. I just thought it would be fun to have it. It's also really cool to see the new Super Mario Bros. U art style running on the 3DS. But I mean, basically it's a stripped down Mario Maker, which is like, eh. Alright, now we have Super Smash Bros. For Nintendo 3DS. I believe this is the last game I ever bought for the 3DS when it was brand new. And I think it was because, you know, with Super Smash Bros. For 3DS, there was also obviously Super Smash Bros. For Wii U. So I felt like, you know, why am I still buying these 3DS games when I do have a Wii U? But I mean, you know, this was very just like interesting because obviously it's a Smash Bros. Game running on a 3DS. You can definitely tell that it is very stripped down for Smash Bros, but still, I think that's kind of what gives it its charm. Even with all of like the constraints with the hardware, they were still able to pull off Smash Bros. Running on the 3DS. Trying to play Smash Bros. With the circle pad had me so worried that I was just gonna snap the thing off, and that was a very big problem for a while. But I think this is the game that is most surprising that it can even run on the 3DS, so huge props there. Next up, we have Sushi Striker: The Way of Sushido. This game is also available on Switch, but I feel like the 3DS version probably works better just because of the fact that you do have the dual screens. Also, I believe this game works using the touch screen, so obviously don't really want to use the Switch for that because then I can't play it in the dock. But I do love me some sushi, so this seems very, very interesting. Once again, this was one of the recent purchases, so I still have yet to try it, but this is also one of the later 3DS games, 2018. That is crazy. And then we have the final game here, Yoshi's New Island. I hear this game isn't really that good. What a sad way to end this video. Once again, this was one of my more recent purchases, so I still have yet to try it, but apparently this game is like too easy to the point where it's just like not even fun. I don't know, I would like to try it at least. Yoshi games have always been like kind of interesting to me. I think the first Yoshi game I ever played was Yoshi's Woolly World on the Wii U. So similar to Kirby, I am like fairly new to Yoshi. But yeah, it's a Yoshi game. I think the art style is kind of cool, so I want to at least give this a shot at some point. By the way guys, I just got some more 3DS games. We have Donkey Kong Country Returns 3D. This one's nice because on the Wii version, you would have to shake the Wii remote in order to like move faster. But now all you have to do is press a button, so that's cool. And then I also picked up Codename Steam. Talk about a game that I didn't even know got released. But I got this used for like $8. I remember being so excited about this game because whenever they would say Codename Steam, I thought they meant like, you know, Valve Steam. But no, this is just like a totally different thing. I'm interested to give it a try, but I don't know if it'll be any good. But that is my entire Nintendo 3DS collection. I think at this point I'm pretty satisfied with it. I think I've gotten all of the games that I do want to have. Maybe Tomodachi Life I want to get, but for the most part I'm pretty happy with my 3DS collection as it is. Feel free to let me know in the comments what your guys' favorite 3DS games are. If you guys want to see more of my Nintendo videos, feel free to check them out below. For now, thank you so much for watching. My name is Chase, and I will see you guys again soon. Bye.